What's up everyone, my name is Kinetic and welcome to Guild Wars 2. This is the Lost Shores event. The very first event, a big invasion takes place here in Lion's Arch. An invasion that will never happen again. This is a one-time world event to kickstart off the Lost Shores content. We get an invasion here at Lion's Arch by a new enemy called the Karka. I'm playing as my level 80 Elementalist, using some modest rare gear. We quickly run into some young Karka, but things escalate quickly. As you can see in the background, there are some much bigger enemies up ahead, and this fight lasted in total from beginning to end about 40 minutes here on Isle of Janthier, the server that I'm playing on. Things are going pretty smoothly for like the first 5 minutes or so, but then so many people surged in to this area, all congested together, that things got quite laggy. I don't know about you guys, if you were also participating in this one-time event, maybe on different servers, or maybe on Isle of Janthier, what your connection was like. But it started to choke on me a little bit, and it wasn't quite like a slideshow, but I think my frame rate started dropping down to about 15 frames per second at some points of the fights. These guys are very, very tough. I started to notice very early on that for the smaller Karka, I was able to do pretty decent damage, but against these very large veteran Karka, I was doing 0 damage according to what it was showing me. And I'm not sure entirely why that is. And it was kind of a little bit shocking at the same time, because if you look at the minimap down in the bottom right corner, each one of those fists, I believe, represents one of those larger Karka, which are spawning these smaller Karka. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if I'm doing 0 damage, how the hell are we gonna kill all of these things? You know, who is doing damage? How are we going to be able to do damage to them? And I think that the answer lied in condition damage, which is actually something that I can do a pretty good job of as an Elementalist. I'm just getting wild. I decided to pull out my greatsword. I'm having a great time. I stayed up all night for this. It's 5 AM, slightly delirious from the lack of sleep. Why not pull out a greatsword? Veteran Karka egg layer. These are the ones that are spawning, I believe, a lot of the smaller monsters, and I'm trying to lay down as much AoE damage as I possibly can, but like I said, after about 5 or 10 minutes or so, it was very difficult even to get my skills to go off because of the tremendous lag. And then I find myself just kind of like spamming like 3, 9, and 1 for instant abilities. This Lost Shores content has been pretty cool so far. I regret not really taking advantage and really participating in the Halloween event, and maybe that's why I'm so passionate about participating in this Lost Shores event, trying to cover as much of it as I can and trying to get into it, because I realized that, you know, after the Halloween event, I was actually looking for other people's videos about the Halloween event, and I thought, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to be looking for other people's videos. I want to be making my own videos of these one-time events. Of course, Halloween will come back again, but this will not. This is only happening at this time. There will be a couple more fights over the course of the weekend, but this introduction is a one-time deal. You can see we've actually got it down to almost 0 health now, and finally, this is my first taste of seeing one of these giant ones go down. And of course, immediately I'm running to the center. I'm like, loot, loot, where's the loot? But there's nothing. There was some loot that you could pick up, I noticed, from the smaller Karka. You can see I've got like a little search option, and there's Karka sample and some other junk or whatever. We were meant to take those and give them over to somebody for analyzing, for research of the Karka. You can see I'm like spamming. I'm like, come on, meteor shower. Anything, because like it's really sad seeing 0 damage. Here we get some meteor showers going. You can see that for the smaller ones, it's actually working quite well. With the start of the Lost Shores event, a lot of new content has been added to Guild Wars 2. We've got a new dungeon available, we've got a new PvP arena that's available, a few other highlights as well, and I'm going to try and cover as much of it as I possibly can this weekend and into the next week. So far we've had this first big world event fight, and then there was some questing that players were able to get into. That's going to be a part of the next video. I'm going to show you guys kind of step by step how to get started in the Lost Shores content. We're actually backed up here against the gates of Lion's Arch, trying to fight these Karka away, trying to get rid of them, and slowly but surely you can see the event itself is winding down as we are killing their allies and destroying the morale, and finally they decide to retreat. And then there's the ancient Karka. He's the only one left. He's actually the one that you see in the intro, and now there you can see on the map his location. But before we can actually get to him, he makes a retreat. But not before destroying the lighthouse. You bastard! Everybody loved that lighthouse, right? Actually, I think most people didn't even know there was a lighthouse there. I'll be honest, I didn't know that there was a lighthouse there. But yeah, causing permanent destruction to Lion's Arch possibly here, as the ancient Karka makes his retreat. I have a feeling that this is definitely not the last time that we're going to see him. There's going to be another event taking place tonight, again at 5 a.m. my time. That's going to be 12 p.m. for Pacific Standard Time, and then it all comes to an end in the final event, which I will definitely be there for, pulling another all-nighter to stay up and participate and record for that. So look forward to that. I'm also, like I said, going to be covering some of the questing, the dungeons, the PvP, all that and more coming up here on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this to be informative, entertaining, or enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you guys next time.